wake up. There we go. Oh, this morning has been emotional. So I have, I have PMDD, premenstrual disorder. And what that means is that my PMS is so bad that it makes me erratic and it messes up my life. So not only will it mess up your personal relationships, but it can potentially mess up your job because you're not thinking clearly. The PMDD sends you into a spiral. So you get highly emotional, erratic. You can become, what do they call it when you're just ready to go on a whim? What do they call that? What do they call that? You get really irresponsible and you make poor decisions hastily. What is that called? Impulsive. You become very impulsive with PMDD. So it usually happens the week prior to your period. You get crazy. You can't even put it into words. You're so emotional that you can't think clearly. And so you become erratic and there's symptoms of mania there. So you're just running around like a chicken with your head cut off, erratic as shit, making poor choices. And it ends up messing up your personal relationships. I've quit jobs. I went into work, the PMDD started hitting me, and I quit my job. Actually, what happened is I found out somebody was cheating on me. That sent me into a spiral, and I walked off the job. That is PMDD. You get it the week before your period. And you're erratic, you're highly emotional, and I'm going through that right now. And I noticed this morning when I was leaving the rest stop that I stayed at last night. For those that don't know, hi, I'm Brooke and I live out of my car full time. Hello. When I was leaving the rest stop, I could feel it coming on. I was saying to myself, oh God, is it time? Is it time? Because my thoughts were negative and I kept trying to look to the brighter side of things and my mind is not letting me. Then I started crying over tires because that's the crisis for the day. For those that don't know, every single day of my life, I have a crisis. It just so happens that today is tires. So I'm meeting a guy at 3 o'clock to hopefully get 2 front tires. He said to meet him at the shop and that he would pay for the 2 front tires. And I'm so grateful if he actually shows up and keeps his word. But in my experience, you can't always believe what people say. And here's the thing, if I'm waiting around for nothing, I'm wasting precious time that I could actually be working in Durham, because I went and worked at the Trophy Club I went and worked in Greenville last night. I did several auditions. Trophy Club is one of them that I'm interested in. However, where I auditioned and worked, I wasn't happy with. It was that thing that I've talked about before where women treat me funny, where I can see like the bombastic side eye from the moment that I walk in the door. And these are younger girls, which means that they have a tendency to be a little more immature, not to have as high self-esteem, self-worth. So that causes problems, you know, and I just didn't feel comfortable with it. Not only that, I didn't make any money. I didn't make a dime. I worked and didn't make a dime. So that tells me that, and Sunday nights should be a wonderful night. Not only is there not many girls working on Sunday nights, but Sunday nights you can make some really good freaking money. I've had Sunday nights be better than Saturday and Friday nights because the privacy that you can get, it's not as loud, it's not as busy. You have more time and more attention one-on-one with a person. And that's what you want. That's how you build these friendships and these connections. So, you know, Friday and Saturday night, you're getting a bunch of young dudes in there that's going to spend $30 for a lap dance, and you'll never see them again. That's not the type of people that I gear towards, me personally. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the vibe. So when I woke up this morning, I stayed at a rest stop. I started driving back at 4 a.m. That's when I got off. And actually, they were trying to make me stay till 5 a.m. And I said, fuck no, I got to go. My bedtime was 12 hours ago, okay? Like, yes, 5 p.m. in the evening. In the wintertime, absolutely, I go to bed at 5 sometimes. But, like, hello, hey, Art. So, I got on the road last night after leaving the club. I drove for maybe an hour, and at that point, I was back in North Carolina, and I decided to stay at the rest stop. And when I woke up this morning, I came out, and the way that I had parked, I could very clearly see that my front left tire, my front left tire has chunks missing out of it. Maybe before I get off the phone with you guys or this live, I can show y'all, but there's chunks missing out of my tire. Like, this is not good. It's already bald. First of all, I got a flat tire about 2-3 weeks ago because my back tires were bald, and you know, running around for jobs, looking for jobs, I'm putting all of these miles and stress and wear and tear on my vehicle, and I'm doing the best that I freaking can. And I got a flat tire. Well, I drove to Greensboro, and I got me 2 used tires for $100 for the back. Well, now my front tires are bald, and like I said, that one is missing chunks. Now, when I go to turn, I can most definitely feel that the tire is not right. The tire, I don't know how to explain this, but when I'm turning, that rubber is rolling on the ground, on the sides. It's rolling on the sides, on the ground, and it's not good, y'all. I need tires. Like, I'm gonna end up stranded somewhere again, and this time not have anybody to call. And so I'm just trying to take care of it before it turns into a big old shit show and I'm stranded somewhere. So I texted a friend that I've known for 10 years, and I was like, hey, can you help me? I mean, I have money, but here's the thing. The money that I have needs to go to my truck payment. However, after having to go to all of these different places to look for work, instant work, having to go to all these places, I've done spent so much gas that now I don't have my truck payment. So it sucks, and it's like, yes, I did go get a job dancing. I went and got a job dancing, Art. I did. I sure did, because I don't have any choice. I don't have much time. I have bills due right now. The first of the month, I had 5 different things due. The first of the month. And all of them are behind right now. So, the money that I had when I quit the winery, that money went towards my tags. So, like, I've been having to go and dance. And I started at this place called Leather and Lace, Gastonia. I was making great money. And the girls stole money from me. The manager stole money from me. Everybody in there was high. Stereotypical. There's a video on that one, I think, from yesterday and day before yesterday. Because a whole incident went down where they stole money from me. I confronted them, and then they tried to punish me and make me take Saturday off. And I said, if y'all are going to make me take Saturday off, y'all can just take me off the whole damn schedule. I quit. I'm not playing games with people. I'm not going to go in somewhere and kiss somebody's ass just to have a job. That is so fucking illegal. That is so illegal. Like, I don't know in what format or context, but that is illegal. And not only is that illegal, but asking your employee to do something illegal is highly illegal. So, if you're an employer and you demand for your employee to do something that's illegal, whether it's stealing, whether it's anything, it's illegal as shit. I don't understand people. I got this lady that's like all up in my mouth, y'all. First of all, she's not even in a parking spot. She just pulled up to the truck next to me, like parked sideways. I don't know how to explain it. So I ended up really liking the club last night, but what I didn't like was the employees, the girls, and the way that they do things. Every club is different, and a lot of clubs nowadays, you don't even get to hold your money. They take your money, and say a guy gives you money, the club takes it and they hold on to it till the end of the night, because girls are not to be trusted. That's sad. They're scared that the girls are gonna go buy drugs and die. So all the good girls that don't do drugs were punished because of their actions. So the place that I'm going to this afternoon, I have worked there before, but it has been 12 to 15 years since I've been in this place. Now, they have remodeled it. It looks really nice, and I'm excited about, you know, it's like a 2-story type place, so it's a huge place. I'm really excited about working somewhere that big. The last time I worked somewhere that big was Tootsie's in Miami. That place is crazy. They keep over like 600 girls on staff. That's crazy. You don't want to be in that environment. That's the type of environment where you get, you know, that's the private room and hot tub type of place. You ever just don't know? First of all, I can't half-ass see myself in this camera like this. So, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. So this dipshit texted me telling me that I could put a lien or go to the Register of Deeds and file paperwork to put a lien or a hold on my land that my abuser sold me. And she's like, I don't know why you keep comparing me to your abuser. And I was like, dude, you did the exact same thing that he did. The exact same thing. Like, people tell on themselves, and they're not good at lying either anymore. I've been to Tootsie's. Tootsie's is crazy, yeah. Tootsie's is in Florida, down in Miami. Literally, their ramp to get in the club, I could fit this truck on it to get in there. That's how big their walkway is just to get in the place, because they are very busy. But that's the type of environment, once again, that I'm talking about that is problematic, that it has drove all of the money out of the industry. When they started allowing backdoor prostitution, that's when guys stopped spending money. It is what it is. Well, then you know if you're from that area, you can get whatever you want on the Miami Strip for $20. Bless her heart. You can get whatever you want. Florida, certain areas. I feel like Jacksonville had a level of class that Miami doesn't. Like Jacksonville, you do see a lot of polyamorous relationships down there. Like, they're definitely lacking in the holy area. But working in the Jacksonville clubs, until recent years, since COVID, prostitution wasn't a thing. They didn't allow it back in the day. They would fire you. When I worked at the Officers Club in Jacksonville, they would fire you if they caught you doing any dirty shit in VIP. It's not like that now. Emperors of Jacksonville is one of the biggest prostitution rings that's around in Florida. Like, that club stays booming from sun up to sundown, and then into the early morning hours. Like, they're open crazy freaking hours. I'm a daytime girl. I come in, I work normal hours, I eat my lunch, I work out on stage, I make my money, I go home at a decent hour and get in bed. I mean, that's how I still look this young. Come on, let's be honest. I definitely don't look 40, but I'm closer to 40 than I am 30. And I really do think that it comes from water, eating properly, and sleep. Ample sleep is so important. People don't understand how important sleep is. You should be getting 8 to 10 hours a night. You can tell when somebody's running on 4 hours of sleep, though. I can tell when I'm running on, like, no sleep. You can see it in my face. This is way too dark. I don't like how anything is coming out right now. It's because the lighting. I look like an Oompa Loompa. It looks dry. We're going to see if we can fix it. Oh, so she texts me and she says, I don't know why you compare me to him. Blah, 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 blah. Right in front of the club. It's literally across the street. Sorry, my friend was asking how I wanted to meet to get my tire fixed, and I said it's across the street from this club. You can meet me, please. Thank you. Like, I can go spend the $100, but here's the thing, not spending that money would mean that my phone, I'm not gonna have a phone, and I have to have a phone because I can't just be out here living out of my car stranded with no phone. What if something happens? It sucks that I have to make these choices. And I sometimes wonder if God is punishing me because, you know, I didn't have to used to worry about these things. I've never had to worry, you know, if I was going to be able to pay my bills and feed myself. But since COVID, it's nonstop. Every day is a fucking crisis. I mean, let's talk about the past 4 weeks. The past 4 weeks, my car battery died. I got a flat tire. I'm about to have 2 more flat tires. Like, I mean, just in the past, I ran up on the rock, the boulder. I ran up on a boulder, was sitting on 3 wheels because somebody left a huge boulder in the middle of the Roses parking lot. Phone is a necessity, exactly. And my phone bill is not bad at all. It's $90 a month, and I've been with them for years, and I actually get decent service with Boost. I need a new phone. My Apple is crashing. I think that it's from the heat, being outdoors all the time. My phone, a lot of times, it does this. Do you see the little thing? It just cuts off and it won't let me get back in it. See how I'm clicking the button? It won't let me in it. I don't know if it's from the heat, but it does this nonstop. There it goes. So look, I'll try to open it. You see the little dial? I don't know what it is, but yeah, I know, it's raggedy as hell. I've had it for 3 years. It's time for an upgrade, but I can't afford an upgrade. So look, my messages app is missing. It's literally crashing. It tells me that my storage is full. There's nothing on the damn phone. Nothing. That's it. I've deleted half of the apps that came on it, because whatever it would let me, just so that it'll work. Like, y'all, I gotta get a new phone. Like, and it's one fucking struggle at a time, but I know that this is gonna be a big problem in a couple of weeks. It's gonna just not cut on one day, and I'm gonna be fucked. And I can't do anything about it. Like, I'm doing the best that I can. Oh, and then, you know, my medication cost, I forget about that. My medication cost is anywhere from $300 to $500 a month, and that depends on exactly when I'm seeing my doctor and how much medication she's prescribing, if it's a 2-week script or a month script. So it depends on a lot of things, and that's also including my drug test. I have to take a drug test once a week. Now, they've cut that down to sometimes they'll surprise me, it's twice a month, and then sometimes they'll surprise me, it'll be 4 times a month. It just depends on what the doctor wants and when I'm seeing her once again. So, you know, and I have to pay out of that, out of my pocket, because Medicaid won't cover it. And here's the thing, I do have Medicaid, and I could go and get my medicine somewhere else. However, doing that would mean that I would be spending around $500 a month just in gas, getting to and from my appointment every morning to get my medicine. People don't think about the bigger fucking picture. I had this dumb bitch in my ear telling me that I need to just stop taking my medication. First of all, no. You're an idiot. That tells me that you don't give a fuck about me, and that also tells me how simple-minded you are to think that I'm over here depending on this medication because I want to get high on it. That's not the case whatsoever. If you know, you know. A lot of people think that Suboxone is, you know, if you take it and you don't have opioid dependency, of course it's going to fuck you up. But someone like me, do I look high to you? And I've stated this before, but I've gotten down to 1 milligram a day, so I'm really proud of myself, and I do want to come off the medication, but the medication cost definitely is a huge bill that I have every month. So I have truck payment, insurance, you know, we all have bills, cell phone, student loan. Thank God I just made my last payment from 2012 on that, which was only around $100 a month, $100 a month. But like, what else? My medication cost, food, gas. Oh, and my storage locker. I have a $50 storage locker. And that has all of my house stuff. You know, I've always had big houses, nice furniture. I threw away half of my property because I couldn't afford a big storage building at the time. And that sucks that I had to do that. But, you know, that's what my abuser wanted. That's part of the reason that he evicted me out of my own property, was to try to hurt me. He wanted me to have to throw away everything that I've worked so hard to get. That's how these people are. narcissistic. And she is like that. My boss that was from the winery, him and her have so many similarities, it's unbelievable. And I understand now how I fell into this codependent relationship with this woman, because she would use my work hours and my checks to make me comply with whatever she needed or wanted from me. It's crazy. It's crazy. My lips. Makeup. Yeah, so she was using her money to manipulate and control me. And when I finally snapped out of it and said, fuck it, I'm done, I quit, then she continues to try to gaslight me into thinking that I'm just tripping when she's not a fucking alcoholic. And that's another thing. I said it on this channel last year, and then I went and deleted the videos because I needed the job. And I stand firm on the fact that the only reason she hired me back was because of how it looked to the community around her. Everybody knows her in the community. Everybody knows she's an alcoholic. Everybody overlooks it. Even her own fucking family watch her kill herself and don't mind, because, you know, she is making all of this money at the winery. Not really. That's a whole nother story. But, you know, she's killing herself for her family, you know, and it's sad, but you can't tell people nothing. Jesus. My messages are also not going through either. If you look at the top, you can see like it's got the little bar where they're not sending, and that might be a service issue. I don't know. All I know is it makes life hard and I need a new phone. So she texts me and gets all defensive and says, why are you comparing me to your abuser? And I said, because y'all are two peas in a pod. Like, it's the truth. She says, I think it's funny how you group me in with Randy. You walk into my place of business and wanted a job. That's absolutely right. 2 years ago, I walked in and I told you that I'd be the best employee you ever had and that I'd never fuck you over or steal from you. And I kept my word, didn't I? I didn't do anything to you. Bitch, you fucking fired me last year because I was a felon. And then when I got on YouTube talking about how dirty you fucking did me, which, by the way, I didn't put your business or your fucking biological name out there. When I got on here and started telling people how dirty you did me while my abuser was evicting me out of a property that's mine, you then hired me back. And then I quit and I went to Florida to look for better work, and I come back. I fell on my face and I came back and got my job back. And it has been absolute fucking hell. She says, I didn't do anything to you. Then, oh, yeah. No, you just show up on the side of the road. You called me. I got a flat tire 3 weeks ago. She shows up. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She's drunk as fuck on a Tuesday, okay? Drunk. She gets out of her boyfriend's truck and she starts looking for somewhere to pee on the side of the road. And she cussed me out. Said that I had to be in, that I was where I was because I was meeting some guy, or I had to be buying drugs or whatever. All lies, all bold-faced lies. That's projecting. You're telling on yourself. And I haven't been back since, because, you know, she told me what she thought about me. When she said what she said, that's what she really thinks that I'm up to. That's who she thinks that I am, but it's because that's who she is. Her mind can't even fathom who I am. She has no clue who I am because she's been drunk the whole time. I am not in a polyamorous relationship. That's what she said, because she's that type of person. You know, it's pretty sad when the whole fucking neighborhood calls her the crazy witch lady that walks around naked. I said, quote, you started a fight to get me to leave because you were mad that I was working so much for you, but you're the one that asked me to work for you. I have no doubt that the hours that she was giving me was putting a financial strain on her, but she's so stupid she doesn't realize that if she was able to sober the fuck up, that winery would be open 7 days a week because it would be rented out. She literally double books people and fucks things up because she's drunk all the time. Can you imagine how hard it is to run an event center where you're having weddings, baby showers, you know, you're having all of these huge events and people want specific things, and you're going to have cake decorators showing up and freaking, you know, the DJ for... It's a lot that goes into planning for these type of events. And she fucks it up a lot. And they're only open a couple of days, and they could be open a hell of a lot more if they weren't wasting all of their fucking profit and pouring it down the drain, giving it to people that don't give a fuck about them. Y'all, I tell her this, so let me just shut up. I said, but you're the one that asked me to work. You overlook the fact that you're wasting $50,000 to $70,000 a year giving away free merchandise, alcohol, and super cheap rental prices. That place could be open 7 days a week if you weren't an alcoholic, but I digress right here. Like, then you gaslight me, give me horrible advice, tells me to go kill somebody. Okay, she did. Told me to go kill this man, Randy, my abuser. Told me to sell my truck. Told me to come off my medication, y'all. Then you gaslight me, give me horrible advice. I'm great now that I got away from toxic people and out of toxic relationships like my ex-bosses talking about her in third person. Calling me a whore and a junkie, LOL. You showed up to help fix my tire looking to pee on the side of the road at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday drunk as fuck. Then 3 hours later, straight-faced, all bright eyes. The only thing that can make that happen is cocaine. Now, I had my suspicions before, but I had never really cared to venture into the possibility of you guys being on drugs. But after some time to collect myself and go back through all of the memories, all of my memory files, I remember everyone's nose running a whole fucking lot. My therapist says that you're projecting, blaming me for something that you're actively doing. That makes perfect sense to me. Actually, it's the only logical explanation as to why you're so erratic, dysfunctional, and evil. Just when I thought I was getting ahead and I'm going to be able to renew my truck tags, you essentially start a fight to get me to leave the property. You're just like Randy. That's exactly what he did to me for over 20 years, and when I refused to have sex with him, he would kick me out and take my car. Narcissists feed off the power and control of others. Part of the reason that you're alone in life is because people are able to recognize that the only reason that you have them around is for a service. And once you get that service, you wipe your hands of that person because your abusive behavior is for gain. You're literally crazy, narcissistic, and demonic. Now, I don't know if she's a narcissist, but she behaves as such. Self-centered, you know, I don't know how to, it's all about her. She's the main character in everybody's world, you know, type of woman. I said, you watch my channel with your fancy fonts. She didn't know that I knew. She's been on here, and she actually was the lady a couple of weeks ago that said, you don't need a stitch when my finger was cut and I'd put super glue in it. And matter of fact, it took that, it's still healing. It's still open on the side. Like, it was in such a bad spot. But anyway, she was on here commenting and didn't know that I knew that it was her. Like, I said, you watch my channel with your fancy fonts and even engage because you didn't know that I knew that that was you. What you fail to realize is I have nothing to lose by telling the truth. I'm only gaining. Remember, I didn't need a stitch when I did. So you're good at that gaslighting. Hold on. You're so good at that gaslighting. You and Randy are two peas in a pod because you're both jealous of the freedom that I have. You're both jealous of my character and spirit, and you're both jealous of the fact that I'm young and I have my whole life ahead of me. Both of y'all have tried to drag me down and use money to control me. I worked for you, and I was the only honest, loyal fucking employee you had, other than maybe Tracy. You sit there and let all of your fake ass friends who don't really like you drink for free, then get mad at me when you have to go back to the hospital to get a job because you're not making enough income at the bar that you own. If you don't understand why you're broke, then you're just an idiot. And I agree with your husband on this. You're wasting your time at the hospital. Here's the thing. So she went and got this part-time job at the hospital and then bitches about people bullying her. Hold up, wait a second, because in January when I got bullied at my restaurant job, you told me to deal with it. When I was getting sexually harassed by the owners, you told me to deal with it. You can deal with it. It's funny how, like I said before, that people will tell you to deal with something that they would never fucking deal with. I said, I agree with your husband on this. I said, I don't care. I'll watch in the shadows while you take your new husband into bankruptcy with you because of your alcohol addictions. The difference between me and you is when I lost my family and everything I ever loved got ripped away from me, I got sober and changed, and I'm still changing. You didn't. You have people that leave left and right Hold on. You have people left and right that come into your life and then walk back out of your life and wipe their hands of you because of your alcohol addiction. You're literally a lost fucking cause. If you haven't learned by now, then you're never gonna learn. You've literally brainwashed yourself into believing that that being an alcoholic is acceptable. I mean, why shouldn't you? Your whole family lets you sit there and kill yourself. It's sad, but I can't save no one but myself, and being friends with a lady who hates herself ain't healthy for me. I wasn't ever anything but good to you, ever, and you shit on me. That's how I really feel. I've been holding that in for 2 fucking years. My lips. They're doing that thing. I got a new toothbrush, you guys, and that thing is so good that it literally will take the skin off my damn gums. I think that's what happened. I think I left my... You ever put toothpaste in your mouth and leave it in there too long and it'll literally peel the inner layer of your mouth? Yeah. My messages are not going through. Yeah, so I'm just not feeding into people's delusions. You know, she's like, oh, I helped you. Yeah, you did. You employed me. You absolutely gave me a job and helped me. But hindsight, was it better for me? I haven't had a look at alcohol since I freaking left that place. Was it better for me to have a place where I could drink and not have to drive? I don't know. Ooh, I'm shaking. So I got a new brow kit yesterday. They used to have this tattoo brow in a tube. It used to be in a tube. And they took it out of that. And this is the Forever Tattoo Studio Forever by Maybelline or whatever. I used to love this stuff when it was in the tube. If you know, you know. But I go to dip into this yesterday and stab the whole damn brush down in there because I didn't realize it was that soft. They changed the formula. They changed the whole damn thing. I do like it. Once you get it on there, it dries down and your brows will not move for days if you leave the shit on there. But I wash my face 2-3 times a day. But this would be great for a long event. Something outdoors where you're going to be sweating. You don't have to worry about your brows falling off. Your brows falling off. You don't have to worry about your bra falling off, girl. Don't lose your bra now, girl. Or get them panties in a bunch. Oh, well, it's going to be another hot one. That's another reason, part of the reason that I wanted to check out this club in the Raleigh area is because it's going to be a little bit cooler. And for those that don't know, I don't have an AC. My AC is broke. This guy come into the club that I was working in Gastonia, Mexican guy. Hey, Antonio, if you ever see me on here, speak up. He was so nice, y'all. He's sweet, big old cuddly man. Looks like a Luke Bryan, but I mean like a Luke Combs, but Hispanic. And he was so nice. And you know what? Not only was he nice, but his friend that came with him was nice. And he literally sat there for 3 hours not saying anything. He didn't speak English, so he couldn't involve himself in our conversation. Me and the other guy, me and Antonio were talking, bigger guy, but he brought a skinnier friend who didn't speak English. And I felt horrible. I kept trying to interact with him with what Spanish I do know. And, you know, it was cool that his friend was cool about him spending time with me. I mean, I guess that's what they were there for, right? But I feel bad when, there's a whole bunch of people, that's another thing. I'm such a nice dancer, too. If I sat down at a table with a bunch of guys, let's just say 6 guys come in and I sat down at a table and I'm talking to these guys, I'm going to call other dancers over. I'm going to be going hey, what you guys like? Tell me what your preference is so I can go find it in the back and bring some girls out with us. I'm such a friendly, let's get this money, the more the merrier, you know? And so you know, you'll get these groups of guys that come in, and then you'll get certain girls that get mad that, like, I would bring more people over. Why? The better time they have, the more likely they are to come back. Like, people are so stupid. But yeah, I always try to get, especially baby strippers, like, I always take them under my wing, and I'm honest with them. I'm so honest with them. Sometimes they take my advice, sometimes they don't. More than not, though, everything that I predict comes true. Everything that I say is going to happen happens. So let me tell y'all about this girl that I met that killed her sugar daddy at this club that I was working at. So we got shut down for COVID, right? We were shut down for a year. And when we were finally, I done messed up. When we were finally able to open back up, they hired this little green hair girl. I'll have to look it up and show y'all pictures one day. I can't remember her name. But anyways, she was crazy, y'all. She would show up for day shift and be drunk as shit at 11 a.m. up from the night before. Like, she worked like a Friday night and then was back in there Saturday morning to work day shift and ain't been asleep and or washed her ass. So she's drunk out there in the parking lot with her boyfriend and a bottle of Crown, smoking dope. She'll grab her stuff, come inside, put her dance clothes on. Her feet used to look like ferrets had been chewing on them, you know. Oh, it was rough. Anyways, she had this guy that she was seeing. His name was Robert. And Robert was older, and he was a businessman. He was in the Charlotte area. If I'm not mistaken, he was originally from Hickory, North Carolina. But the man was he was rich, okay? And he had this swanky condo over in the middle of Charlotte. $500,000 type of condo type place, you know what I mean? And he would let this stripper come over, and they would do drugs together. And he was helping her out with money. And, I mean, obviously they had a sexual relationship. I mean, he's not just gonna give her money, you know, to get high with him. I mean, maybe, but from my understanding, from what I knew about her, they had a sexual relationship going on. Okay? Which is fine. She's an adult. Whatever. She's an adult. I'm just glad she wasn't doing it in the club. Whatever you want to do outside the club, go do you, boo-boo. I just hope you don't get killed. Okay? But, you know, I have no problem with that. Consenting adults are consenting adults, you know, and that's never been the issue. The issue is when you start taking my money because you're being nasty in a place that's not even supposed to allow that. That's not what we're here for. I understand that there's a misconception on what a strip club is for, but it's not to get your rocks off. So, anyways, she's fucking him the whole time she has this boyfriend, and he's a loser. He don't work. He depends on her. You know, he takes her car when she's at work, and when she gets off work, he turns her money into drugs, and, you know, that type of dude. No future, in and out of prison already. Actually had warrants for his arrest currently when all of this took place. So, a real winner, you know? Chicken dinner. So, Thanksgiving of 23 rolls around, and this man, Robert, who was her sugar daddy, had this nice condo, and his family can't find him. Thanksgiving comes, they don't hear from him. They're texting him like, hey, are you bringing a dish? Are we going to see you for Thanksgiving? What's going on? Can you bring napkins? Robert's not responding. And matter of fact, that Thursday, when Robert didn't show up for Thanksgiving, that's when his family started notifying police. His car was missing from his condo. They couldn't find his vehicle. And nobody had seen Robert in weeks. And then he doesn't show up for Thanksgiving. So people, his family, are extremely worried. And he was a known member in the community because Robert had done a lot of good stuff. You guys, I really should have took screenshots so I could have told you what he'd done. But this guy had done a lot of cool shit in life. and he was worth a lot of money. And so he's missing. The cops go over to his condo and they proceed to kick the door in. They find his body. He's dead. And there was obvious here's the thing, they haven't been saying a lot in the news, but what I've gathered from the news reports I've read, officers have stated in the actual report that there was signs of distress on the body. So it looks as if something happened to him to cause the homicide. That's what the reports are saying. What that is, whether it was a physical beating, whether it was a drug overdose, that's another thing. If it was a drug overdose, there could be telltale signs like foam or drug paraphernalia. They don't know. Or they didn't tell me. I don't know exactly what the signs were, whether there was bruises all over him like he'd been beat or what. We don't know. But they did say that there was signs of distress on the body. It looked like a homicide, and they were ruling it a homicide. So I'm going to work every day. I'm stripping, and I ain't seen this damn girl that's his sugar baby. Ain't thought of her. I really didn't hang out with her much because at one point in time, there was a restaurant that was next to the strip club, and I used to go over there on my break, and I'd take shots and get me something to eat and walk back. It was like a little strip mall. I took her over there with me one time, and she was in the restaurant dropping the N-word. She is a white girl. We were the only two white people in this bar, and she is screaming the N-word. And I said, baby, can you please not say that while I'm here? She's like, oh, I'm part Mexican. It's okay. I don't think that they think it's okay. I think that you're about to get us killed up in here. Shot. What are you doing? Shut the fuck up. And my friend Walt that worked behind the bar, hey Walt, I'm actually going to send him a link for this today, but because I talked to him this morning. I haven't talked to him forever. He was the general manager of the bar next to the strip club. So I'm looking at Walt like, oh my God, this girl is like dropping this word up in here, and I keep telling her not to say it, and she keeps responding with, she's Hispanic, she has a hall pass to say the N-word, and I'm like, I don't think it works like that. That was the one and only time I ever hung out with this chick. Never again. Never again. I wasn't chancing it. This girl gonna get me killed. So that was my only experience with her. So I already knew that she was trouble. So I had steered clear of this girl the whole time that she had worked there, but I hadn't seen her at all in a while. And, here's the thing. Just because I don't fuck with you doesn't mean that I don't care about you. I understood her because what had happened was she got into an abusive situation, and she fell into drugs and alcohol, and she lost her kids. And I'm not making excuses for her, but what I am saying is that I understand human emotion and the human condition of self-harm, and she caused a lot of problems for herself, and I can relate to that. My whole life has been problems that I've caused for myself. And so I understood why she was masking with the drugs and alcohol like she was. And I didn't not like her. I just thought that she might get me killed if I hung out with her. And here we are, fast forward a couple of weeks, I haven't seen her. And the cops are looking for her because her sugar daddy was found dead. So what started her being caught was, I'm sorry y'all, this is the person that's going to help me get my tires fixed. I don't want to be rude. I can't send pictures. So then I hear that she's wanted. This is what I was talking about. Now he said, actually, one of the girls is sick. I have to work. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. People are just so fake. Why tell me? Like, I literally should be in Durham right now for work. I had this happen the other day, too. Yeah, somebody said that they were going to give me some money to help me out so I could try to get my AC fixed. Instead of going to where I needed to go to apply for a club, I stayed in that area, waited like 12 hours to meet this person, and they didn't show up. And this is what I'm saying. People are fake. They're conniving. They're manipulative. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. But this is exactly why when I got clean years ago, I started cutting people out of my life because they're not reliable. And I feel like a lot of people do it just to fucking play games, So, here. So he says he has to work, and he sent me a picture of like a gas station. He owns a bunch of gas stations, so he sends me a picture of a gas station, and then he says, I said, it looks busy. He said, actually, one of the girls are sick. I can't. I said, well, do you want me to come by there? Because he kept asking me where I wanted him to meet me, and I said, is the gas station okay? I said, is the place where they're going to do the tires, not the gas station. It's a tire shop. And it's right in front of the strip club that I used to work at where I met him 15 years ago. So, here's the thing, though. He still goes into that club, and the people that work in that club are jealous of me, highly jealous. They are stereotypical, walking on the line. Not all, but some. And I have no doubt that they've probably been in his ear and being like, oh, yeah, she's living out of a car because she's on drugs. Because that's how people are. That's how people are. Matter of fact, when I was working at Leather and Lace in Gastonia last week, there's a black guy that comes in, tall, skinny. Some of the people that like the girls that I know exactly who I'm talking about. He's the delivery man that goes to all of the clubs. He drives a white van, and he goes from Charlotte to Raleigh to Greensboro. So he literally goes to every single strip club and makes deliveries, right? I have no doubt that when I saw him at Leather and Lace, Tuesday of last week when I started working there, it was my first day. I have no doubt that when I went upstairs to my locker to get ready, that he told the bartenders and everybody that was in there that I was a heroin addict, because when he knew me 10 years ago, I was. So I have no doubt that he was down there running his mouth saying that I was on drugs. And that's just how people are in this industry. They want you to be miserable because they're miserable. They are. I've never, ever, ever met a happy dancer. Somebody that was secure and they loved themselves and had, all of the respect in the world for themselves. I've never met anybody like that. All of the dancers and even the employees that I meet in these places, they hate themselves. They're miserable. They are stuck in misery. And, let's see what he said. Because I said, well, do you want me to just come down there? Now he says, never mind, I'll be there at 3 o'clock. This is games. This is most definitely fucking games. Why? Actually, I'm here in Lexington. My cousin with me. I'll be there at 3 o'clock. So which is it? You just said that this is another reason that I got away from dancing, because this is exactly what it was like trying to schedule customers to come in to the clubs to make money with. So back before COVID, I had dozens of customers that would come in on a weekly basis, some on a 2-3 day a week basis, and would get dances from me and sit and drink with me and have a good time. And after COVID, all of those people are now living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have no money to spend. When your income is directly based on everyone else's income, there is no money to be had. I said, okay, 3 p.m. Front of... So they start looking for this girl. The police start looking for this girl, wondering where she's at. Her sugar daddy's dead. First of all, they hadn't start looking for her. They immediately take the body to the coroner's office. They start doing an autopsy. They have not released Robert's manner of death. They haven't said that. All they've stated is that he was found dead. So then they start looking for his car, because remember I told you his car was missing from his apartment and his family couldn't find his car. So they start looking for his car and they put an APB out on this car. So lo and behold, this car is spotted down in Fort Mill, I do believe, South Carolina, which is about 20 minutes from Charlotte. They spot the car, they pull the car over, the guy tries to run. It's a man driving it. It was her boyfriend, the sugar baby's boyfriend, the guy that was in the background that didn't have a job, that was doing drugs with her and relying on her for her money. And you know, most definitely codependent relationship, and abusive at that she was in. That, you know, she was dating this guy. And so they pull him over when they finally get him to stop, because like I said, he tried to run. And they're like, where is your girlfriend? Or they're like, where did you get this car? And he's like, I got it from my girlfriend. She gave it to me. She gave me the key. So he immediately starts throwing the stripper sugar baby under the bus. Of course. Of course. Did we expect anything less? So they get him into the sheriff's department. They put him under arrest for, I think it was possession of a stolen motor vehicle, something like that, or unauthorized use of a stolen vehicle, something like that. But like I said, he also had warrants out for something else. So obviously they arrested him. And then they start questioning, well, who is she? Who is the girl, you know, that supposedly gave you this car? His story ends up checking out, but he starts telling everything. Everything that happened, he starts telling. How old dude was killed, how his girlfriend even knew the guy. It all starts coming out. So then they start looking for her, and they arrest her. They found her. I don't know where they got her at, but they arrested her, and she's been in jail since. And I don't know the status of the case. I do know that she's had several court dates since last year. It would have been December of 23, or no, it was December. It would have been in 22. It would have been in 22 when this happened. But I'll have to like bring the pictures up someday, because if you see a picture of her, you'll be like, yeah, that's not surprising, Brooke. She literally had half hair, green and black. She looked scary, y'all. And when I tell you that she did not take care of herself, like, she was not the type of girl that would bathe and then come into work to give dances. Like, she was the type of girl that would be in the sink shaving her vagina in the sink type of person. Like, it was scary. And after she almost got me took out in my friend's bar, I couldn't hang out with her. But you know, she's looking at a life sentence. Now, I don't know if she did what they're saying she did, but it looks like that there was drugs involved from the report that I read, the multiple reports. It looks as if they were all partying together, doing drugs together, you know, type of thing. And I don't know if dude, I don't know. We won't know until they have the trial. Face. Maybe he was testing me to see if I was going to get mad and flip out. Like, this is what I'm saying. I hate dealing with people like this. Like, you know, that want to play mind games. Like, because he said, oh, I have a girl that's sick, because he owns the gas station. Then he says, I have a girl that's sick, I have to work. And I said, do you want me to come by there and pick it up? I didn't flip out or anything. And then he says, actually, never mind, I'll be there at 3. Like, maybe he was trying to see if I was going to flip out and get mad that he couldn't meet. I don't know, but I don't have time for the games and the lies and the bullshit. Like, just, so then he's like, yeah, I'll meet you at the tire shop. Well, thanks. I really appreciate it. It'd be the first time I got help in years, other than my boss coming and cussing me out to fix my flat tire. That's the shit that I was dealing with on a daily basis just to have a job. That's sad. I need a shower so bad, but I'm nowhere near Planet Fitness, and I've got to head to a whole different county because I was headed to audition at a club somewhere. So now I'm headed back the opposite direction to go get tires, because if I don't, I'm gonna end up on the side of the road with a fucking flat. I mean, when I tell you, when I make turns, my tire is rolling. I can feel the tire rolling. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that fucking bald. And I have this problem a lot. Like, I get my use out of my tires. You ain't scheming me, okay? I'm gonna get me some miles out them tires. But that's caused me more than once to get a flat tire. So I need to stay on top of it. It's just so expensive. The last time I went and bought 4 new tires from the dealership, it was $1,200. For just 4 tires. I can't do that no more. I really can't. You know, the week that my boss, you know, called me all these horrible names and I quit my job, that week, I had made my truck payment, my insurance, that's $850 right there. I had paid my phone bill, that's $100. So it's $950 that I spent the week that I quit my job. And quitting that job, walking away from that codependent relationship, having to do that, I mean, it seems like that's what she wanted me to do. So, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but what I'm saying is that week I spent well over $1,200 just trying to fucking survive. When bills come at you in that fucking manner and everything hits you all at once, it's hard. It's really hard. And maybe I don't talk about how much money I spend enough because I don't feel like a lot of people understand how much money I go through. And it's gas, it's food, it's living. I really think that it is much more expensive to live out of your car, in my opinion. Here's the thing. I think that if I didn't need a car and didn't have a car note and I lived like in a house or an apartment, that it might be cheaper. However, paying the truck payment and then having the regular expenses, it's more expensive for me than if I was renting somewhere without the car note. Do you get what I'm saying? But if that makes any sense. It is much more expensive for me to live like this. I mean, just this morning, I filled up my gas tank. That was $85. Then I got me a $1.79 coffee from Sheetz. Oh, and then I sat there and debated what I was going to spend the $600 that I do have on, whether I was going to pay my insurance and go ahead and try to take care of myself on, or if I was going to pay my storage shed and my insurance, because those two are actually necessities before the other. My truck payment is actually due on the 1st of every fucking month, but I get like a 2-week grace period, so I'm just trying to... Like I said, if I would have been able to keep my job at Leather and Lace and they wouldn't have fucking stole money from me, I would have had my truck payment Monday. If I would have been able to work Saturday and Sunday, I would have been able to wake up on Monday, make my truck payment, pay my insurance, and my cell phone. Do I regret walking in Leather and Lace, Gastonia, and demanding my $100 back that was stolen from me? Nope. Sure don't. Yeah, I needed that fucking job. But what I don't need is to be in an environment where I can't trust no fucking body. And not only in drinking, you want me to be in an environment drinking with motherfuckers that are scheming on me. I'm better off not having that job. Oh, I gotta... Oh my God, y'all. Where's my phone? Y'all, I'm so proud of myself. I ain't hit my vape in a minute, have I? I don't feel like I've been smoking. I gotta read y'all something. So first of all, I'm not disgruntled very often. But since COVID, it happens a lot more. I've turned into a Karen. No, not really, but like a rightful fucking Karen. Like, if I'm paying $15 for a meal, I expect everything that I ordered to be in the bag. Like, why am I the problem because I drive back through and say, hey, I was missing half of the food that I ordered that I paid for? Does that make me a Karen? I don't think so. I think what makes you a Karen is the way that you handle the situation. People are getting dumber. We all know this. It's a proven fact. And I'm not disgruntled very often. And when I am disgruntled, I rarely write fucking strip club or write reviews. And definitely not for a strip club because I don't want to burn any fucking bridges. And like I said, the guy that owns this club owns like 10 other clubs in Charlotte. However, I texted this man. He didn't even respond or acknowledge. That tells me that he doesn't give a fuck. That's fine. That means that I don't want to be working for you. You gave a fuck pre-COVID when you would come in and talk to me and hang out with me and tell me how cool I was and how smart I was and how I wasn't like the other girls, you know. But I guess that things have changed. So what was the name of it? Leather. But I haven't wanted to burn bridges, so I've never wrote a bad fucking... This was the club. I'll show y'all the club. Look at how cool this place was. This club could have been bad ass. When I tell you that it's gorgeous on the inside, the stage is little, the bar is little, the VIP section is little, everything is out in the open. They have like little booths with curtains, and you're all in there together. So when you have 3 different girls giving a lap dance, they're all in there together. There's cameras in there. You can see what the girls are doing. There's no funny shit going on. Or so I thought. The reviews tell a whole different story. But I didn't experience that when I was there. But that's also because all of the guys that were coming in were pulling me into VIP and completely ignoring the other girls. And I hate when that happens, but at the end of the day, you would think that that would make a strip club owner wake up and say, hey, maybe men don't want 50-year-old women that are strung out in drugs stripping for them. So this was the little club. It was super cute, super nice. I actually thought that it was a great, great little club, you know. I had a glare. So leather and lace, Gastonia. Now, so I wrote it 22 hours ago. I wanted to spend some time like collecting myself and figuring out what I wanted to say, because I wanted to be very clear. So I said I was the best looking thing that this place had probably seen since COVID. Not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just, and this is what sucks, because a lot of people are going to think that I'm saying this trying to be mean. I'm not being mean. I think that I should have aged out years ago. And the fact that I'm still able to go in there and be one of the best looking girls in these places, it says a lot about how damaged the clubs are and how fucked up they are and how nothing is running. Like, I shouldn't be a 10 in these places. I should be a 2 in these places. But when I go into them, I'm a 10, if that makes any sense at all. And that's why the guys are not coming back and spending money, because the girls are not up to par. And that's just a sad reality of life. I don't have the fountain of youth. I can't, you know, change anything. So I said and I'm not trying to boost myself. I'm just being honest that high and being strung out and being asleep like this is not attractive. Men don't want to see that. And they definitely don't want to see great grandma's ass on stage. I said I was the best looking thing that this place had probably seen since COVID. Ivy and Lauren stole $100 of my dance money Friday. That's right, ladies. Be warned. The manager and assistant manager will have complete authority over your money, then short you, thinking you're as fucked up as they are because everyone is high. Ivy is so high all the time, she don't even remember what happened on Friday. I don't know who took the $100 from me, because Ivy touched it, and then because Ivy and Lauren's hands touched it before it made it to mine. I did over $600 worth of dances. However, I was only owed $425. I was leaving my shift, had to go up to the managers to ask for my dance money. When it was slid to me at the bar, I glanced down at it, spread the money out, ensuring that there was $100 bills in the pile of money, slipped it into my bag and zipped it up. I never counted it, and that doesn't matter anyways. That's just part of their story. I made it out to my truck, leaving my shift, pulled out the money, and realized instead of $425, it was $325. In that moment, I had to debate whether or not I was going to confront these 2 heifers and get my money back and risk losing my job, or if I was going to let it go. What stripper makes over $500 and then causes problems for no reasons? I also had made about $150 in ones. I needed that job. That club needed me. I didn't want to cause problems, but you're not going to steal from me. So when I confronted Lauren and Ivy at the bar, they claimed they didn't know where the $100 went. BS. Ivy gives me her $100 that she made in tips for the day, attempting to gaslight me into feeling sorry for her when she's the one that shorted me. You can't make this shit up. So I leave and I let it go. I go into work the next day, Saturday, and was informed that I couldn't work Saturday, but I could come back Monday. I was being punished because supposedly they had ran the cameras back and I counted the money sitting at the bar when Ivy gave it to me. That's a bold-faced fucking lie. I told Ivy to her face that that was a lie and she was scum, and I did. They were mad that when I worked, they didn't make no money, so since they're managers, they can do whatever they want. Since they had not made any money that week because I had been there, they suspended me for a day to give themselves an opportunity to make money. So I quit. I'm not a gopher. I'm not jumping through their mental hoops. So they steal from me. I confront them. They play stupid, but give me my money back. They attempt to gaslight me into feeling bad about the money. Then when I come back to work, they punish me once again, trying to gaslight me into feeling like I was in the wrong when they stole from me. This is top level crazy, stage 5 stupid. They literally shit on themselves. Stupid. You just can't fix stupid. If you're thinking of dancing here, run. This club is the bottom. They had one nice girl, the light skin, with pretty long dreads. She literally was too good for the place, but the management is unbelievable. Who steals from one of their best employees? And I was going to put best employee, but I didn't. I humbled myself. One of their best employees. An employee that tipped her and the floor guy $100. I tipped these pieces of shit $100, and they steal $100 from me out of my money. Run. Y'all. Fuck them people. Fuck that club. I mean, you know, and it sucks, and I'm like having, you know, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this before COVID. Pre-COVID, both of them would have been suspended and or probably been fired. But due to the fact that we have people in places of positions that they shouldn't be, out of desperation of keeping these businesses open, this is what we're left with. I mean, they're strippers. The assistant manager and the manager both come in, put on stripper clothes, and they run the bar and run the kitchen in stripper clothes and dance for customers. It is so fucking illegal. They are not allowed to be doing that, but who's gonna say anything? Yeah, my lips are peeling so bad. Look at my lips. They're peeling. Sucks. Ugh. I need a lip mask. Ugh. What time is it, y'all? I gotta go get them tires at 3 o'clock. It's about a 40-minute drive to where I gotta go. But, you know, it's this little shop, and you literally pull up. You ain't even gotta get out of your car, boo-boo. You ain't even gotta get out your car. You tell them what you need. They roll the tires out. They jack you up. They zip, 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 zip. They pop that tire on, and you out of there. Pay them a little $100, $50 for a used tire. You can't beat that. It was $35 6 months ago, and then all of a sudden I show up and it's $50 now. And can I just say that when I leave there, I always have to check my tire pressure, because that's something they don't do. But hell, I guess I need to be grateful. Buying tires for a fucking Chevrolet Silverado ain't cheap, and being able to get them 2 front tires that are used that'll last me, you know, 10,000 miles, maybe 5,000 miles. I don't fucking know. I know I've had these tires on here for over a year, except for my back ones. Like, or no. I bought those 4 tires, like I said, for $1,200. I had those on there for over a year. Yeah, over a year. So, you know, if $100 can give me a year of use, I'll be grateful. Oh, more about my AC. So Antonio, the little guy that I was just talking about earlier, that he put his number in my phone and didn't save it. Like, ugh. He did. He typed his number in and he didn't save it. So when I opened my phone, his phone number just disappeared. He was supposed to come by Friday and bring the kit to see if it was out of antifreeze, which is what I initially thought. I thought it was out of antifreeze. Or Freon. And I bought me one of those kits. It didn't work. The valve didn't fit to the high pressure valve or the low pressure valve, whatever. Watched 1,000 videos to do it. Bought the fucking $150 kit, and then the valve didn't fit, so I took it back. But then I had another friend look at it, and he said that he thinks it's the AC compressor. Well then, which makes sense, because there's a fan that's down in the engine block that's not turning. It's a small fan in front of the bigger fan. So that makes sense. Then I had another guy at work this past week at Leather and Lace. He told me that he has a 2010 Chevy Silverado. It's the older model of mine. Mine's a 17. And he said that he had to fix his AC compressor for that 2010. It was $1,300. So if that's the case, we might just have to drive the motherfucker off a bridge for insurance. I don't know. I'm joking. I'm so joking. I got gap insurance. I'm joking. I need this. This is my home. This is literally the only thing I have, you know, and I need this. I mean, honestly, I guess I might just have to struggle through the summer with no AC and figure things out and rely on my community a little bit more to prop me up and allow me to be in public spaces. Like, typically, I don't like to go just sit in places because I feel obligated to spend money, like Starbucks in particular. I can't afford that. I've had one Starbucks drink in the past 4 years. I had a Starbucks drink the other day. I won't be doing that again. I was desperate for coffee and I had to get one, and it was fucking $13 for little eggs and a coffee. So, like, you know, I don't want to just be sitting in public places, like loitering. Ain't that what they call that? Loitering? And so I just suffocate out in the truck a lot. I really do. I just be out here, and then I can't sit with my windows all the way down because that's how you get kidnapped, raped, and murdered. So I have like no ventilation coming through here most of the time. And today it's not that bad. I think the rest of the week it's going to kind of chill out. It's going to be in the 80s, so it won't be as bad. But I'm telling y'all, when it rains and it gets in the late 80s, I feel like I'm going to die. I do. It scares me. It scares me because if I pass out or something, I can't trust society. It scares me. That's what scares me, is passing out from something. And then, you know, they have this health advisory warning out right now for half of the United States. I think they said like 80-something million people are under a heat advisory right now. So yeah, so tomorrow's supposed to be 81, Wednesday 85, Thursday 88, Friday 92, Saturday 91. Friday and Saturday, if I'm not like working, which I hope to be. I hope this club hires me. They told me to come back. So I would assume that if they didn't want me there, then they wouldn't have told me to come back. You know, like, they're usually pretty straightforward about hiring. But, if I didn't have to work this weekend, then I would take my ass out to the woods where I could actually, like, lay out a towel and be near water when it's super hot in the 90s like that. I try to go somewhere where I have access to water and shade, and I mean, I just have to be a bum out on some fucking grass in a park. I don't want to be setting up in McDonald's for 6-7 hours. Like, I feel like a bum. So I suffocate a lot. But, you know, it is what it is. And here's another thing. Who's to say that I fix that? If it is the AC compressor, I fix it. I don't really have the money to be running the car all the time. I already spend over $1,000 a month on gas, just surviving. Well over $1,000 a month on gas. Like, that's my other big bill. Medication, truck payment, and gas. So, you know, even if I had AC, I couldn't be running it all day. I'd go through even more gas. And who's to say that if it is the AC compressor that I fix it and then it freaking break again because I've been running it so much, which is why it broke it to start with, because I was living in Florida. It was one of the times that I tried to escape my abuser, and I moved down there trying to get away from everything and everybody. I got a job working at a sports bar, Billards, and everything was going fine for the first 6 months. I had to run my AC a lot at night because it would be so hot that I couldn't fall asleep. And so my truck would run sometimes 6, 7, 8 hours a day. And before I knew it, my AC just kicked the bucket. That's how it broke. I woke up and the fucking heat was just hitting me in the face. Sweating. That's why I thought it was out of Freon. I figured I'd ran all the Freon out of it, but I don't know. I can never get my eyelashes to act right. They never. This is as good as it gets. I'm a little orange, but it's okay because I'm going to be sweating, so I'm going to be wiping half of this off in an hour. When I tell you that my clothes are soaked, I'm not even lying. My clothes are completely soaked through and through. Damn, look at the abs! Yeah, girl! Look how white that is in comparison to my face. Damn, my abs are coming in. I've been working my ass off at the gym. When you get to working out like that, it's so exciting and you're so, like, grateful to be in there and, like, you feel so good that you just want to go, 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 go. That is not a good idea. You have to pace yourself and be careful. And I'm obsessive. I have an obsessive personality. Obviously, I'm a recovering addict, so... But I get obsessive in the gym and a little out of control sometimes. I need to calm it down, calm it down. You know, I'm going to be pissed if I drive 40 minutes out here to this tire shop and this son of a bitch says, oh, never mind, I can't. You know, that's that's part of the reason I don't fuck with people. Because they're not reliable and they don't understand how that's a huge inconvenience for me. And like I said, I had this happen this past week, and yeah, it is what it is. There's a lot of fucked up people in this world, more fucked up ones than good ones, and that's just the reality of life. All I can focus on is who I am and what type of person I am. And I know one thing. I don't have time to treat people like shit and lie to people and fuck them over and say that I'm going to do something and then not do it. I would never do that to somebody. But, you know, I have people that will do that to me because they know that I would never do that to them. They're pissed that... I'm telling you, man, you want to be somebody that is feared in this world, be a decent fucking human. Be a decent human. Just be an honest, decent fucking human. It scares people. They don't know what to think. Oh, it's hot. It's so hot. My outfit's so cute. I'm going to show y'all this tire, but I got to put my shoes on. I got to put my shoes on. So I normally just climb because I've got like these boxes back here. I don't think y'all can see that, but I'll show you from the other side. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all my setup before I go. Yes, I'm at McDonald's. Per usual. Oh God, I got all these people in the drive-thru looking at me. There's a mess in here. So I can put my feet down there. I have like somewhere to put my feet there. I have like storage under here, all of these containers. I'm surprised that they haven't broke and like dropped me out on the damn ground or something. Yeah, there's storage containers back there. I think I have... more over here. Water storage. Yes. So I have water storage there, laundry detergent, some random bra that is stuck. So I have jeans, skirts, and pants on one side. My bed is half-ass made because I washed clothes yesterday. So this is shirts, bras, underwear, panties, and socks. I gotta set this down. I got one side that has shorts, skirts, and pants, and then I have one side that has like shirts and skirts and all of that. It's kind of a mess up in there right now. And then I have food storage over here, which is a mess this morning. And then I do have 2 coolers if I need them. I need to get that tire back underneath my truck, but remember me complaining about not being able to get my battery out? Well, lo and behold, you need a special tool to even be able to get the tire underneath the truck bed in this. It's this little thing you have to put like you got to put a pole in there. It's a special Chevy tool to even put the tire back underneath there, and I don't have it. It's in my kit with my tire change and stuff, and I didn't have room for it in my truck, so I had to leave it in storage. And then lo and behold, I got a flat tire and needed it and didn't have it. I plan to buy me one of those kits, those roadside kits that has everything you need, like the automatic pump that'll pump it up. But it's... yeah, money. I also need one of those battery packs. It's like a little triangle. It comes with all of these little emergency flashing lights, and it has like a battery pack so you can start your car even if you don't have another car. They have them on Amazon. I think they're like $40. I definitely need to get one of those. Definitely. That and one of those automatic jacks that just jacks your car up, and the tire kit. You know, space is a problem living like this, so I didn't want to use that space on a jack that I didn't really have anywhere to put at the time. But you live and you learn. Y'all, so listen. I have a couple of dating apps. I've told y'all this. I have 2. Okay. I really don't get on there that much because I don't have a lot of faith in it anymore. And I think that there's a reason why most of us are on there. Because we're crazy. But there's definitely, you can usually see it like a red flag immediately. Let me tell you this. I gave this guy my number. And then we texted a couple of times, right? A couple of times. Then he starts sending me all of these pictures, but they're of conversations with other girls. It makes no sense in my mind. No sense, okay? Then he sends me this. And I said, I don't know what you sent, but I gotta run. Hope you have a good night. I gotta go. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. And then he's still blowing me. That's who's texting me right now. Hey, did you think I'm a bot or something because I sent a long message? Oh, bro. No. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm going to be single till the cows come home. That's okay. Channel out. Did I ever give you my channel name in the past? You know, that's another thing. I need to get more involved with this. I need to really get in there and get on YouTube. Get on Facebook. I opened one. I need to start an Instagram. I need to get more involved with this. But like I said, the whole purpose that I started this channel was to really keep a record for me of where I'm at mentally and the struggles that I'm going through and the struggles that I see the world going through at this time. I want to be able to remember this when I'm older. But I should absolutely link my channel names to all of these platforms in order to get more views. But at this point, it doesn't matter because YouTube's not paying me. So, but if I put more effort, then I could probably start making money. But I have so much going on, you know. I need to advertise for myself more. Like, even my friends, this is Walt that I was talking about that worked at the bar next door, and that girl was dropping the N-word, and he was the manager over there. They're closed down now, but he's out of Charlotte, really good friend. He dated this girl, and me and her was really good friends. We would garden together, and, great people, but, you know, I don't think I ever told him that I started a YouTube. So he's like, how's your life been? And I'm like, you didn't see it on YouTube? He's like, no. I slept in this man's house and he was not a pervert. So I know it's possible. People tell me, you know, like my boss of the winery, she would tell me, oh, that's just how men are. That's not true. Not all men are like that. Not all men are perverts and only care about one thing. That's not true. Because I've met several people in my life, several men, good men, that didn't try no funny shit. They absolutely could have. So to say, oh, that's just how men are. No. And if you believe that, I feel sorry for you. That means you've never experienced healthy, normal. But yeah, I definitely need to advertise for myself more. My YouTube channel is Breezy Briefs with Brooke. Briefs. So the club last night, I was probably the oldest woman in there, honestly, even like above the managers. I stopped at 2 different places. There's only 2 out in Greenville that I know of. And first of all, I can't stand when I go in somewhere to get a job and people are snappy with me, like, are rude off the gate. Like, why are you being rude? I'm literally looking to help you. Why are you, like, rude and snappy? I also hate when I go in somewhere and they're like, oh, you can fill out an application online. Okay, maybe. You know, that sucks. They have this report. I think it was under CBS. You can find it on YouTube. It's talking about the job shortage that's coming, that's here. And it was saying, these people were saying that they were filling out all these interviews, doing all of these interviews, filling out all these applications, and they never even get a courtesy callback stating, hey, we're not hiring you because of blah, 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 blah. And it's really crappy, and that explains why. And then also somebody was saying that I need to be calling them, like after I do an interview somewhere, that I should call them and check on the status of the application. I've never heard that before, and maybe that would help me in getting a job, just showing more interest and being like optimistic, saying like, hey, yeah, I know we had that interview last week, but how'd it go? Like, what is corporate saying? Can you hire me because I'm a felon? Like, that's the problem. Attempted murder charges don't look good. Sucks. One of these days I'm gonna get that expunged though. One of these days. I just want it off because it's not who I am. It's who I was. It's the way that I used to feel, angry and volatile and you know, defensive, but that's not who I am now. And I just feel like it's a scar for sure, but like it's doing more it's holding me back. Period. I did that crime in 2009. I served 5 years for that crime. It is 15 years later. Let it go. Let it go. People change. Some, if they want to, if they try, if they strive towards changing. But this is exactly why people get out of jail and become reoffenders, because they can't find work. They can't find housing. Nowhere will rent to me. Nowhere's even trying to hire me. And I don't know what's going on with this thing, but I am about to run because I'm going to run to Greensboro. I haven't eaten today. Stress. And PMDD, what I was talking about, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. One thing that it does do is it messes your appetite up. So, like, I was just finally being able to put some weight back on, getting in the gym, feeling good about myself, you know. And then, boom, here comes my period. And I didn't sleep worth a damn last night. I took two 5 milligrams. I could just feel it coming on. I could feel my mood changing. I don't know how to explain it, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to have insomnia tonight. So I took 2 5 milligrams, and I took this at 11 o'clock and was back up at 5:30. So, and I didn't go to bed till after 12, maybe 1 a.m. So that's the mania that comes with the premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And when you're not sleeping, you don't feel good. And then on top of that, you're not eating because your appetite goes away. You feel nauseous. And, you know, these symptoms are 10 times more severe than regular PMS. And that's why it has a whole nother name with a whole nother diagnosis, because it's a whole different fucking thing. I probably should look at, I don't know. I don't want to be on disability. I really don't, but it's that bad. It's that bad. Absolutely. When you've quit your job and you cuss out your whole family and you have no control over your emotions, and then you wake up a week later and you're like, what the hell happened? Who was that? That's a problem. That's a huge problem. That's a disability. It's a huge disability. And then here's the kicker. 2 weeks later, when I start ovulating, it happens again. The crazy comes out. It's fucking crazy. So the week before my period, and then a week and a half later, when my egg drops and I'm ovulating, goes back to crazy. I mean, emotional fucking wreck. Oh, and then that's not even including all of the physical symptoms. The cramps, the constipation, the appetite changes, the breast pain, the acne. My whole face is breaking out right now from hormones. The bladder inconsistency and inconvenience. Like, there is so much, and it's absolutely debilitating. So I do like that Apple has this tracking thing on here where you can see all of your, like, it tells you when you're fertile, it tells you when you're about to start your period. As you can see, the red dots, that's any day now. Like, you know, and it's literally 3 days before my period and I'm already having symptoms. So it sucks. It really does. And it's debilitating. It really is to go through this. And I've been tracking this for 2 years, 3 years. I've been tracking my periods. And I started doing this because I couldn't understand why I would feel like this. I didn't understand why my emotions were so erratic. Like, and then I got an Apple and I started tracking everything. And by tracking everything, you can see when your symptoms are. You can see when, you know, the blue is when you're ovulating, the red is when you're having your period. By having this, you can see all of those purple dots. Those are the days that I was having massive symptoms, to the point to where it was, the pain was bad enough for me to be able to go into my phone and put a dot there saying like, hey, I distinctively remember this was a bad fucking day. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't eat. Yeah, premenstrual dysphoric disorder is nothing to play with. A lot of women have it. A lot of women are walking around with it and don't even realize it. It affects a lot of marriages. It affects a lot of employers. It should definitely be recognized, just like people that take maternity leave. It should definitely be recognized, just like women with PCOS and things like that. That is severe. And people are just walking around out here like it's nothing in major fucking pain. If you don't know what PCOS is, it's scary. I'm grateful that I don't have that. Here we go with my phone crashing. I just went to log into I was going to log in and put my address in to where I need to go. I need a new phone so bad. Like, I could go get a new phone right now. I'm due for an upgrade. The issue is that I have to have like $150 to $250 to get said upgrade. It's not like they give it all to me for free, and I can most definitely make payments on it. However, I would still need at least $100 to do that. But today's struggle is tires, so that's what we're going to go do. That is what I'm headed to do now. I just hope that I'm not wasting my time riding out here and this guy bullshit me. It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the last time. Before I go, I bought me power inverter. Power inverter. It plugs into my cigarette lighter. Now, when my car is running, both of these work, but if my car is not running, this will not work. So I needed a power inverter. So I went and bought one. It was like 20 bucks at Walmart. It works phenomenal. I can leave it plugged up. It will not run my battery dead. It actually has a wall outlet and 2 USB outlets. It was probably the best $20 that I've spent since moving in my car. My battery is not died. It's not draining my battery like my other ones were doing. So this is an upgrade. I actually went to buy a battery pack. It looks like this, but it's bigger, and you actually plug it into the wall and charge it, and it holds like a day's worth of power in it, and you can plug up large equipment to it. I'm talking about power tools, cooking, stoves, whatever. Anything that has a wall outlet, you can plug into that damn thing. However, Walmart, they said they had one for $40 the day that I went to buy this. They didn't have it. The only other one they had was $179, and I'm not, if it would have been $40, absolutely, that's something that I need. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll find one day for $40, or, you know, maybe, I don't know. I had a friend that had gifted me this large fan, and it was the owner of the winery. She had gifted me this fan. Well, I didn't grab it, and I left it there, and I hate that because I really needed that fan. But it's going to be okay. Everything's good. But I definitely, this morning, you guys, felt myself slipping into PMDD. And, you know, here's the thing. You know, if I drive all the way back out here and this guy doesn't show up and keep his fucking word, it's definitely going to piss me off and put me in a bad mood. And this is why I don't have people around me, because why tell me you're going to do something and then not do it? Because, you know why? To play fucking games, to hurt me. Like, that's sad, you know, and I've had so many people like that in my life. So many people that want to hurt me, but say they care about me, and they most definitely want my body. Oh, this is why I ridded myself of all of this shit when I got clean. I've been exiling motherfuckers left and right. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not hard to see if somebody has your best interest at heart. Few questions, just a few questions. And that's what I'm focused on, is surrounding myself with people that actually give a fuck about me, because I care about me. But I'm gone, and I'm praying for y'all, and y'all pray for me, because God knows I need it. And thanks for coming to this TED Talk. I think I feel better. Thanks. Bye, y'all. Love y'all.